Hi everybody. We're going to write in standard form the equation of a quadratic function through the points 0, 0, negative 218, and 112. Hopefully you notice right away standard form, which means we're going to use the standard form equation of the quadratic, y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. We're going to need the values of a, b, and c, and in order to do that, we're going to have to use three equations because it takes three equations in order to find the values of three variables. Lucky for us, we have 3 points, which I'll call x1 and y1 for the first equation, x2 and y2 for the second equation, and x3 and y3 for the third equation. So what we're going to do for each of the points, we're going to substitute them for x and y, and we'll make 3 equations. So I take 0 and substitute it for y in the standard form, and then I'll take the x and substitute it for x. And I see it's 0, a times 0, b times 0 is just 0. So after cleaning up and simplifying, I'm left with 0 equals c. I'm going to do the same thing with the second point for the second equation. So I substitute 18 for the y. I'm going to substitute negative 2 for the x's. And after simplifying things, I get 18 equals 4a minus 2b plus c. And then likewise with the third point, substitute 12 for x and substitute 1 for y in the third equation. So I have 12 equals a plus b plus c. Now notice this problem is to be done without a calculator. You'll notice one of the reasons why this is so. This is a really easy problem to do not using a calculator. And hopefully you notice because of the fact that 0 equals c, I can substitute c equals 0 into these two equations on the bottom here. So I have 18 equals 4a minus 2b, and I have 12 equals a plus b. Again, the c just goes away because c equals 0. And now, all I have to do is use my favorite method for solving a system of equations to find the values of a and b. Personally, I like elimination, so I'm going to multiply the bottom equation by 2. Again, if you like substitution better, do substitution. If you wanted to eliminate the a instead of the b, you could have done that. Lots of choices for this. As long as it works out correctly, anything is perfectly fine. So my b's will eliminate. Minus 2b plus 2b is just 0. I have 42 equals 6a. So 7 equals a. And then all I have left to do is substitute 7 back into one of my equations. So I'll say 12 equals 7 plus b. By subtracting 7, I get b equals 5. And then finally, I need to write the equation of the function. So I'll just substitute the values for a, b, and c. So 7x squared plus 5x. And I'm done. Notice as well, I'm not done until I've actually substituted the values back in and written the function. Let's do another example of the same thing. So again, I'm going to start off with my standard form equation, and I'm going to substitute the values of x and y. So I'm just doing the exact same thing I did previously. Then I just clean everything up. So as fun as this would be to do by hand, I'm sure, because mathematically proficient students use appropriate tools strategically, this is really complicated to do by hand. Yes, it's possible, but a 3x3 system like this, I think we're better off leaving to our technology. So I'm going to go take the technology out and turn my calculator on. And you'll remember that I can use a matrix. So I'm going to go edit a matrix. I need 3 rows and 4 columns. A column each for x, y, and z, and then a column for my constants. So A is 36, B is 6, C is 1, and the constant is 8. And again, remember, I'm just putting the coefficients for A, B, and C into the matrix. So I have 81, 9, 1, and negative, rather it's just 2. And then finally, we have 16 for A, 4 for B, 1 for C, and negative 8 for my constant. I go back to the home screen. I go back to my matrix menu, over to the math tab to do the RF, and then I choose A from my names, and I get that the values of A, B, and C are negative 2, 28, and negative 88. And like before, I'm not finished until I put the values of A, B, and C back into the standard form equation. So you'll notice if I want to write the standard form given 3 points, I have to make a 3x3 system, And whether I use technology or whether I just do it by hand depends on how complex the equation is. And again, that's part of using your appropriate tools strategically. Yeah, buddy.